Aquaman annual #1. If this is not Abnett, I didn't know this when I actually went to read this
Yep.
until I opened it and went, oh, Philip K. Johnson is writing this.
Had I known, so I started reading this because I got caught up on Aquaman, so now
Mm-hmm.
I'm up to date finally. And had I known this wasn't Abnett, I would have just skipped it, you know. Um,
I mean,
but
I don't know if I would have outright skipped it because I had no basis to say that I didn't like Philip K. Johnson necessarily.
yeah,
But like, so we also got Max Fiumara on art.
oof.
There's Matt's very quick opinion on how the art is. So this is basically just Superman. Uh, what do you get for the man who has
It's
everything? It's basically that story for
yeah, it's for
Aquaman.
the which is my like favorite Superman story of all time, but it's just him with Aquaman, and I felt like it's a direct copy,
Yeah,
like
there's
almost to a
nothing.
T.
There's nothing to it. It's Aquaman and Mira having a son. Like they go to this piece of, like, I say land. It's not quite land if it's underwater, but you know what I mean.
No,
It's a plot of seabed, and he's like, "Hey, we're going to put a building here that's rise all the way up above the surface. It's going to be for people and Atlanteans alike, and it's going to be this great thing." And then it flashes to what feels like the future. Again, with them being
no.
old, they have a kid, and some of the Justice League show up. Superman's there with grey hair, and you've got all these other characters. Um,
Wonder
I,
Woman hasn't aged, which I loved. Like that was a cool touch.
I think apart from the fact that this is just a copy of For the Man Who Has Everything, it's actually also a little too similar to the idea of the end of the Batman annual, where you've got your flash into the future. So it's sort of
Yep.
like, we just did this and much better with much better art. Because the art in this, like, I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes it's okay, and then sometimes the faces just look like, what is going on?
Grotesque.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. That said, I love the fact that Hal Jordan is missing an arm, and he creates one out of
the
the
green,
Green
yeah,
Lantern.
the light, yeah.
That was pretty
That's
cool.
an okay
But the
touch.
overall story too, I just reading it, I was like, this feels like a Black Mercy. Oh wait, it's a Black Mercy.
It's exactly that. It's
It
not even a twist in a Black Mercy story. It's just a Black Mercy story.
no,
The only
and
thing I kind of liked about this whole thing, because you see that in the real world, Merc and some Atlantean soldiers are trying to like get to him and break him out of
yep,
it. And again, this seems to be set in the past because it's pre-Beard. It's while he's still king.
yep,
So that's a little bit strange, but whatever. But the one thing I liked about it, though, the only story point I liked the idea that in his Black Mercy hallucination, Batman shows up and tells him it's fake, even though he
yeah,
admits afterwards that, wait a minute, you must be fake as well. And he's like, yeah, I am fake. Don't trust
yeah,
anyone but you and Mira. I am fake. Break out of this. I do kind of
yep,
like the idea that, if this is all coming from his mind, because the Black Mercy's taking stuff from his head, that
yep,
even in his mind, Batman's the cynical one who figures things out.
yep.
I like that. Like, he
Well, and
represents
that
the
is
he represents the
he can
doubt
relate.
in his head.
Yeah, well, to me, he can relate to Wonder Woman, Superman, and Hal Jordan, and I feel that that's why those were chosen. There's something in each of them, and that's why the Black Mercy would have played on that, because Arthur sees himself in each one of them. Each one of them's kind of an outsider in a way that Batman's not, you know.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
you know, so yeah, and I did like that, but just the stuff with the sun, and it felt like the Trinity story too that we just got from Manipul
Yeah,
with Ivy's.
the start of the Trinity
Yeah,
book. Yeah,
so yeah, it was such a slog to read too. It took me two sittings to read.
it was just a lot of things that we just got recently, and sometimes the same week, sometimes just a little bit ago,
Yep.
and then in terms of Superman, just a classic story. It felt like a lot of things,
Yep.
and almost forgive all of that if it was really well done. But honestly, it was just kind of slogged through, and the art was really rough at times. So
Yeah.
I cannot recommend this Aquaman annual. This would have been an easy skip. Had I looked at a
Yeah.
preview of this, I'd have probably skipped it.
Yeah. That said, the one through line I did like was his son, Tom, of course, named after Aquaman's dad. Uh, Talking about they were going to go pick out a pet for him, basically, and he was going to pick up a dolphin. And so there's this whole thing that you're supposed to take me to the dolphins, and then at the end, when they're sitting there and him and Mira have to, contemplate this kid that they shared together that never existed. The emotion's still there, and the dolphins jump up out of the water. I thought that was a really nice moment that played at the through line throughout, but like the rest of it was
So
tough read.
one or two nice ideas, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Not much to offer.